It is Wednesday, December 15th, or 14th, 2016. This episode of Redacted is brought to you by Antlion Audio. They just released their Mod Mic 5, which is both an Omni and a unidirectional Mod Mic. You can check that out by typing in !, Mod Mic in chat, or going to the link below the video. Also, we have all of our Redacted t-shirts are on sale right now for $14. So that's for another 9 hours, 51 minutes, and 20 seconds on the nose. So if you wanted to pick up one of those before the holidays, now's the time to do that. $14 t-shirts, man. It's a pretty sweet deal.
Yeah, for sure.
What's going on,
and it helps
guys?
support the team.
Yeah. What's going on? And Bored,
not much.
Today, Bored, we're going to look at the camera. There we go.
Who said that?
Who said that? Yeah.
Hey. Again.
Is he looking at it yet?
There we go.
I don't know if he knows where he is. Bored. On a scale of 10 to 10, how drunk are you right now?
I'm okay. So I'm pretty sober at the moment. It says in the document, look, I wrote, I'm sober, that sucks. See? I wrote it plain as day. I even made an emote for me drinking now. Matt Sherman thinks I'm drunk as well. Thanks, guys. It's appreciated. You're the best.
I mean,
I may have been intoxicated last week. Okay, I think we all know it. I think maybe that might have been my own personal life choice, and sometimes that could have been interpreted as wrong. But I can't remember because I was drunk.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Why don't we start with you? What you've been up to this week?
Who, Bored?
Yeah,
Nice.
with Bored.
Me. Well, I've been sobering up. That happened pretty well. And not much I can really talk about because nada.
By that he means NDA.
Still.
Yeah, NDA.
And also nada.
Nada. That's what I call it. That's what I call it. It's my friend now. I've come to some sort of zen with it, where I'm just going, well, I can't talk about anything. Well, this is great as a content creator. So I'll stop whining again. Otherwise, I'll start the drinking again, and then that'll be a vicious cycle. But just getting ready for 2.6 really, and that's all I can do. I'm quite excited for the holiday live stream. I was a little bit annoyed that someone messaged me to say, "Are you still creating YouTube videos, or have you moved on entirely to streaming?" Like, no, I'm just waiting for 2.6. Okay?
Yeah, you haven't made a video in a couple days. I said that to you too. I was like, oh, I haven't seen a video in a little bit.
Exactly,
Like we're all kind of in that boat.
Because I get a video out every day. People,
Yeah.
when if I go for 2 days without creating a video, it's.
I think you died.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, God, I get messages saying, "I hope you feel better soon, man." Because people know I'm a bit erratic, and they just assume now when I haven't done a video in a day that it's because I'm depressed or I'm super anxious. Sometimes it's just because I'm shit or lazy. So.
Sweet moves.
Yeah, thanks for the messages of support though. When I don't do a video, it makes me really nice.
Care, right?
Yeah. Oh no, it is. It's a fucking amazing. We've got an amazing community. Each of us have our own awesome communities, and they kind of have a massive overlap now because of Star Citizen and because we're all mates. And it is really nice the fact that people are genuinely concerned occasionally, or oh, come, I want to watch your videos, man, or I want to watch your stream, man. That's a really nice thing because it's not just you like your content. It's I want to participate with you. I want to be involved with the community. And I like that. It's really nice. Hurry up and release 2.6.
Please.
So I can do that more. What about you, Twerk? How have you been coping without 2.6 being able to...
I've been coping, but I've been playing a lot of Mass Effect, actually. So I just said, I love this series, and I want to play it. I want to do a playthrough, because Mass Effect Andromeda's coming, and I want to get through all 3 games before it does. Even though the timelines for Mass Effect Andromeda aren't really supposed to fall in line with it, it's something that I've wanted to do. So I also started streaming in the evenings a little bit. So the stream that you're seeing below or wherever is it's a nighttime stream. So I came on at 7 and started streaming, or I tried to come on at 7, but there were some issues, and I had a lot of fun. It was a good time. So I want to start doing a bit more of that and do like more variety type games in the evenings, games that I have always wanted to play, but don't necessarily know if the community will be interested in playing or watching. So that'll be my time. I don't know how interactive I'll be or whatever, but I'm definitely going to be playing some more in the evenings. So yeah.
Right on.
Something I've wanted to do for months and had the opportunity to do for months and never really did it. I just was kind of just being lazy about it. So now I was just like, fuck it, let's go.
Yeah, I might bring back my stuff for the evening as well once 2.6 is out, because I still want to play those other games that I've been playing.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
I'm not going to have time because I'm going to be binging on 2.6 for a while.
Yeah.
Is it going to become a binge fest, isn't it? It's like
it's going to have to
for us to play repeatedly. So
yeah. Well, I mean, look at how often right now I'm playing. I just go to Korea, right? Like that's 90% of me and Star Citizen right now, and I do that for 5 hours every day. So imagine when I do finally get access to Star Marine, where I'll be able to, respawn and actually have objectives. Are you
gonna leave
and
Star
things.
Marine?
I will for sure, but I'll be spending most of my time there. I can tell you already, I'll be spending most of my time there.
I mean, hopefully the flight model changes will have made racing.
Yeah, racing and arena commander. I see myself in those 3 things.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Assuming all is going the way that I imagine it in my mind.
And I tell you what 2.6 also means to me, and to probably both of you very, very soon. Tournaments and esports.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like pushing it towards that.
Yeah,
right?
it's gonna be a lot easier to put teams together and things like that. So.
Mm-hmm.
There's now a medium for us to play together, but people aren't going to call bullshit or crash on, which will be nice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
It'll be nice. At least tournaments, maybe not esports yet, but tournaments.
Any sport,
yeah,
so for me,
full,
esport is tournaments.
Yeah.
Kind of similar.
Yeah.
It's not like a full blown thing. Just
no, we're not gonna have like what.
But friendly competitions and stuff like that, of course, right?
For sure, yeah. I think like between stream teams and within the team, you versus the viewer, shit like that can be a fun thing to do.
Yeah.
So, but it's still just a pipe dream right now. It's all a dream. It's all a dream. But what are you up to? What were you doing this week, Saurus? What do you got? What you had going on in your life?
Well, I was on front page for Monday, so that was the starting of that, which was pretty cool. So we had a lot of new people come by the stream and hang out and everything, and so that was pretty cool. We had some stream issues when they were changing the things on Twitch.
Yeah, I dealt with that too.
My connection wasn't great, and the dashboard wasn't showing. Is your dashboard showing right now, out of curiosity?
Really weird.
Let me look.
So yeah, like there was a bunch of stuff going on with that. Just been playing, tried out a little bit of Rainbow Six. I've only tried the single player so far. I did not like the single player. But I expected that anyways. So
what were you playing single player?
Rainbow Six.
Oh, Rainbow Six, okay.
Yeah. I didn't like the single player. But that's the only reason I was playing the single player was to sort of get a feel for what the controls were like and how they were different. And then I've been getting better at Infinite Warfare. So I had a 4.0 KDR, which is pretty good.
Oh my god, now you're like a 13-year-old boy.
Mm-hmm.
It's all about the KDR.
Get wrecked! You're gonna bang your mom! Sorry, I can't help myself.
It's all about that KDR, guys.
Yeah. It's all about the KDR. That's what the girls like.
Well, in Team Deathmatch, it's all about the KDR. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Like, there hasn't been a lot of stuff really going on. just waiting for 2.6, thinking it's imminent, and then it not being imminent, and it killing a little bit of my soul every day that I don't have it.
With what, a soul?
And I'm like, and I mean, we can go into this later on, but I just keep asking my chat, you know, how do they expect to go to live if we still don't even have the PTU yet for Friday? Right? It's gonna it'll have to go to a widespread everybody PTU on Friday, if that's what they're still sticking to.
I'm still sticking to they're gonna do what they did to us last year and say, no matter what state it is in, you're getting it. You know? So I think it's gonna go. I still think it's gonna go to live when they go on vacation, but it's just a matter of what.
Yeah, we'll definitely get a live build before they go away. In the same state, hopefully in a better state than 2.0 was given. But yeah, I agree with you, Twerk. I think that's exactly what they're going to do. But
everybody in chat right now, #blame Proxys.
Yeah.
Oh, God, of course it is.
It's all his fault.
But if people could check out the schedule report, we can see that from the 14th, which is today, everything should have been. Everything that was aimed to be done should have been done now. Obviously, there might have been stuff that's blocked or whatever. Stuff does need to be QA'd and tested as well. But the actual work on the individual sections, like the tech systems, the contents, the balance and improvements, that should have been done today. That's what it was aimed for to being done. So take that as you will. Stuff will still need to go through the PTU and everything because bugs. But I mean, I'm still confident that we could get a PTU any hour. When I say any hour,
yeah,
like 6 to 72 hours sort of thing.
Yeah, it can happen at any point today. So, what do we do if it goes to PTU during the podcast? Are we like, all right, guys?
Well, no, we've done it before.
See you next week.
Skype problems.
Only for you. Works good.
I see.
Yeah. Well, we've had that happen before.
Yeah.
Where it's gone to PTU.
Except this is a little different.
This patch is bigger and it's been a lot longer. So, but we would just finish the podcast. And by that, I mean we would all be.
We would end the podcast.
We'd be in Download Commander and we'd all get on Discord.
Yeah.
And whoever has the best internet connection would be streaming while we're talking about the download and how cool it is to see. Look at this cool download right now. Proxys, fix it! Sorry, had a little outburst. Yeah. But we have a video from Terrellian before we jump in anything.
Yeah.
It's actually quite exciting.
Really exciting.
This is something Star Citizen based that was done before it should have been. Like a week early.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we have another preview for Combined Arms. His launch date is going to be tomorrow. This is for his reveal. So pretty cool. I think he put the Twerk21st on there by accident, rendered and uploaded it, and it decided it's too much to re-upload it again to get it up there in time. So
I actually think that it was
that
done,
face. Oh my god!
It was done earlier than he expected.
Yeah.
Like I think he wanted it was supposed to be done next week, but he went, "Fuck it, it's done."
Now Twerk, you have a link for him for his Patreon.
Yeah, so if you guys want to support him, you can support his Patreon. I had one. I'm getting it right now. It's going to be in the chat in 2 seconds.
But what I want people to do, whether or not they can give money, it's kind of... I want you to go and watch that video when it's out tomorrow, and I want you to give really nice comments and make Terrellian feel like he has to make more machinima. Because you want to kind of lock him into that, so he has to, he feels guilt if he doesn't make one. And that's how you get people to do things, guys. You make them feel guilty if they don't. Fucking
And I'm
really
gonna
stupid
put the link to his YouTube channel in the chat as well, so you guys can follow that along and make sure you see when it goes live tomorrow.
Yeah.
So Terrellian doing cool things. This has been long awaited, right? So I'm really excited to see it.
Yeah, we've shown a couple of different little previews and
Tidbits,
sneak
yeah.
peeks and stuff like that. So it's cool that it's going to be done. Do we know how long it's going to be?
I have no
Did he
idea.
say?
I have no idea.
I
My
mean,
guess would be like 10 minutes plus, right?
you think being involved with the production would have given me a better insight to how long it was and everything? I can't fucking remember.
Bored was drunk the whole time.
I think it would be like 10 minutes plus. You would have to think, right?
I think it's 15 minutes long.
15?
It might not be, though. Don't take my word for it.
Hmm.
I may have been drinking.
So, the first thing on the dock, and we were talking about this earlier, no 2.6 yet.
No. So I would
Thanks to everybody coming by for the Redacted podcast, and we will see you all next week. Take care, guys.
You good, everybody?
Bye.
JK,
Wow.
we're not going anywhere.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
There's a little bit to talk about, but there's not a lot.
Yeah. We kind of just got to go with what we got from ATV and RTV, and we're kind of holding on to little things and just waiting, you know. So,
I suppose
yeah, it's just a
good
waiting
thing to
game
talk
right
about.
now.
Good thing to talk about, though, is probably the December live stream.
Yes.
Yeah, for sure. So we got that on Friday, and that should be exciting.
What do you think's coming first, the PTU or the live stream?
Wider PTU first.
Oh, really? Okay, I hope so.
I hope so too. I mean,
it could just be first wave, couldn't it? I mean, wider PTU just means first wave.
Yeah. No, I'm okay with that. That means that I can play it.
Yeah.
And I can start to show it, and you guys can talk about it.
Oh my god, how good would that be?
How
It's like,
great
it's like I've got a man in the corner of my room going, no talkie, no talkie, only talkie.
You need
Let me
a
say-
cardboard cutout of some men in black. that
yeah,
stand
that like
behind
stand
you.
behind you while you're playing. And you're just like, fuck, I can't do anything
get
right now.
Lots of different CIG staff members, like with shh kind of cutouts.
Yeah.
I like that idea. That's not going to be creepy at all.
Well,
Not
I
at
mean,
all.
we got an email last week, and in the email it said we'll see you on the December live stream, and they kind of said, well, we have planned 2.6 content, a friendly international competition.
Whatever the
which I
hell
found
that
was
means.
interesting. Whatever that means, I think we could speculate on that in a few minutes. A concept ship that we could just throw wild guesses at.
Mm-hmm.
Holiday promotions, which seems pretty obvious. They'll have some sort of a sale. Alien race info, and my guess would be more Tavaran stuff. I think you guys would probably agree.
Yeah, that's
So,
what
yeah.
I'm sort of guessing at.
And then one of the caveats that I put in the doc here is for the anniversary stream, they never mentioned anything until the night before about what they were actually planning on showing, right?
Mhm.
So there was always the it's going to be a ship focused stream, and everyone was kind of like, what the fuck, no 2.6? And then the day before they said we're going to show 2.6. So I'm holding on to that hope that it's kind of a similar situation here where it's like, this is what we're showing, but then, the day before it's like, okay, prepare for Squadron 42 vertical slice or whatever, So that's kind of what I'm hoping for, but we'll see. But what do you think a friendly international competition means?
I think it'll
So-
mean that the different studios will be playing
Mhm.
against each other.
Yeah,
They might have drafted in players from like nearby. I know they've been talking about.
that's what my guess was.
Yeah, they might have been drafted.
Bored?
It could just be all staff.
Did
I
they-
guessed Bored, and Bored was like, no, I'm not there. I'm not traveling.
Yeah. I can say with 100% certainty.
No NDA.
No NDA because I haven't been invited down there, so I'm not going to their
Okay.
offices for a friendly international competition because I haven't been invited there. I'm not going there. I wouldn't be traveling this year anyway.
Yeah.
But I'm not going there. I'm not seeing extended family.
Twerk.
My mouth isn't full of lies like Twerk.
I'm not
Twerk.
local to any studios, so I'm not going
That-
anywhere.
Okay.
I can't. I don't want to fly anymore. This at least this
Twerk
year.
doesn't like
so.
flying. The next
I
time
hate
you're flying,
it.
it'll be to PAX East, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
probably.
Yeah. Bord, are you going to go to PAX East?
I'm going everywhere in UK and Europe next year, and some stuff in America maybe. I'm doing everything that's not in America, definitely, and then working out what's worth to go see. In
Nice.
America.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
it'd be cool to
my
roll
guess
as-
is like streamers and YouTubers like local to where they work. The only one that's going to be weird would be Germany, because do they have to find an English speaking as well? You know, like I don't know, maybe
I
Crash
think-
Academy guys or something.
I think a lot of those guys that speak German on streams also speak English. It's just we're
choose
pretty lazy at learning second languages. The rest of the world isn't.
Hmm.
But my guess is they have like some sort of a content creator from each from the area.
Oh, maybe.
Oh yeah, somebody
then-
said Gamble.
But
Maybe
then
Gamble.
obviously, I would have been picked for that. Come on.
Fucking cocky, man. Cocky people.
Maybe like that.
So that's my guess, but
Yeah.
yeah. So I think we'll see something similar to what the
Yeah.
anniversary live stream was like.
But it will be not LAN. It will be across the studios.
Yeah,
It's a good internet test.
yeah, and a good what like maybe netcode test? Yeah, netcode test.
What studio? If you had a bet on a specific studio to be the best at Star Marine and Arena Commander, what studio would it be?
Oh wow.
UK, maybe, just because they have the biggest team.
I'm thinking UK as well because we're competitive as fuck as well.
Yeah, I was gonna say the US, or like one of the US studios, but
No.
the studio is just so much bigger over at Squadron or at Foundry 42.
I'm gonna go with the German one because they're fucking cold
Yeah.
and calculated.
Yeah, that also
No,
Cold and
it's true.
calculated.
You can never exclude the Germans.
No.
So I think they're too busy making the game, whereas I think the UK guys would have done it at like on. Well, I'll stay a little bit later at the office to play to get some experience in. Like I can genuinely imagine that.
Yeah.
The Americans, they've got Jeremiah Lee, haven't they?
I mean, he went
Yes.
19-4, guys.
I
So
heard that
I
as well.
mean, that's a big deal. That's a big
Yes.
deal. You know, he never capped a single point, but he went 19-4. So I think they got a chance.
Oh man,
Matt Sherman said, whichever team has more Austin QA staff has the best shot of winning.
Oh,
QA are the ringers. Ah, okay.
of course they are.
That's a
It's
good point. Yeah.
game.
No.
Indicate that. Oh, I love that. I haven't seen that. I didn't realize you had a Jeremiah Lee emote.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
well, yeah, you can put him in your channel too.
Oh my god, of course, yeah, I'll have him there. I'll have him right there, mate.
So you know he's 19-4, just so everybody.
Yeah, I didn't know if you knew it. He went 19-4 in
pretty
one
good.
round.
Dude, he was really excited about that. He talked to me about that like a week later when we were talking about our secret little project. He's still going on. He's like, you see what my score was? Yes, Jeremiah, I did.
Good man.
Hold
Good
on,
man.
I'm watching it over again. Guys.
He's like, yeah, I don't really go after I don't go after capping the points, but I got 19-4. Like I know, man. I know.
Love him, man.
Oh,
What
it's
concept
so good.
ship do you think we're getting?
I put a list in the document
Yeah.
of what we kind of know about.
You're missing
It's
one.
Am I missing one?
You're missing the hoplite.
Fuck no! The
Not gonna-
Hoplite is not a concept ship. Whatever. I remember being drunk and
Folks-
angry last week.
Fully 3D modeled.
Yeah, so the
Yeah.
Hoplite's not a concept ship. It will go on sale with lifetime insurance. I assume it has to.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean it'll be
Last
a
time
new
it's on
shit.
sale. But it's not a concept sale because it's already been concepted and completed and made for Squadron 42.
That I think whenever they say new concept ship, I think it's always a ship you've never seen before.
Would have said the Hoplite otherwise.
Yeah. Yeah, I think they would have just straight up said the
They would
hoplite.
have
And
just
I'm
said
sure
it,
that's
yeah.
involved with holiday promotions. That'll be
Yeah, maybe.
one of the ships that go on sale, you know.
Well,
But yeah, you want to read off the list, Source?
there's another thing that's missing from there as well as that other Banu ship.
Or an alien ship.
Okay.
So
Yeah, I see that. He's sneaky
Banu
way of
ship,
covering that.
Tavaran,
Kurthak.
or race that we don't know, or the Vandal.
Yeah.
Wait, how is it pronounced?
Kurthak.
Kurthak, right?
Yeah. KR''THAK.
Mm-hmm.
So the list we have Aegis Eclipse, Anvil Hurricane, the Misk Racer, which was on the board, the Origin 600, which was on the board, that Banu ship, which was on the board, or any one of those other alien ships.
Yeah, and then the other one that I want to add in, well, no, we'll add another one in later in the show. That might be a thing.
Oh, you mean boom boom?
Yeah. That's like the only thing we have to hold on to for this week. So the only exciting thing.
Mm-hmm.
Those ships were also sort of talked about in the anniversary sale, in the little blurbs, and in the videos of the Galactic Tour ones.
Yeah.
Where they kind of just, there is a new Origin ship that's going to be multi-crew in 2947.
Yeah.
Is that the right year? Yeah, next year. And stuff like that. And they talk about this super high-tech Aegis ship, which I'm assuming is the Eclipse. And they talk about an Anvil ship, which I assume is the Hurricane. They all kind of like hinted at. And I think Ben said that there's going to be, last time he was interviewed, before the Prowler, that there was 7 or 8 more concept ships they had got planned between now and the end of 2017.
Yeah.
There's 5 or 6 more. So that's 5. That's 5 there.
So it looks like that's a pretty solid list of what we might be seeing.
Yeah.
This year, right?
Yeah. Now they didn't mention 2.6 content leading up to the anniversary stream. So do you think that there's any hope for Squadron 42 content?
Yeah. I mean, I was saying I'm leaving out hope that, the day before when they're fully confident of what they're going to be showing, that
obviously they're going to be releasing 3.0, but
3.0?
I just wanted to see your face.
What?
He's like, I'm still holding on to belief. CIG said it was.
I'm holding on to belief that we might see 2.
It's irrelevant from 2.6.
Yeah.
I thought you just like, what?
No. So, yeah, I don't know. Do you think we're gonna see the stuff that they wanted to show us at CitizenCon?
Let's briefly go over what was supposed to be shown at CitizenCon. So people know, understand what I'm talking about. So it's the vertical slice we're talking about. You need to think of the whole game as Squadron 42 as a cake. Mm-hmm. Yeah, not the cake is a lie. Some people will clearly say the slice of cake is a lie. No, so they take a slice from that entire game as like a single mission or as a single chapter. So think half an hour, 2 hours worth of gameplay, but it contains look at all types of gameplay that you could then go, you could base a review on. Basically, or you could go, this game can be summed up by this slice of cake. It's not the whole game, but it's a good section of it. And they were going to show that at CitizenCon, but they didn't.
Oh my god, the cake is a lie is in the chat.
Yeah, I know, right? The vertical slice is a lie. No,
I don't even know what to do. But yeah, I mean, I think there's a chance. Just because I'm holding out for the way the anniversary stream went.
The issue with this vertical slice is that it's not like the Morrow Tour. It's not like any of the other stuff that we've seen from Star Citizen. This isn't. They can't push it out just as not if it's good. It has to be basically 100% final shipping quality for that particular chapter. They have to be able to go, well, if we need to change stuff on it, we can, but it shouldn't be changed. It is final release, basic polished quality. Mm-hmm. And it's just probably not there yet. When that vertical slice is done, the game will be almost done as well, like super close to being done.
That's what I've always been saying. Like, there's no way that Squadron's anywhere near done if we don't have things like Items 2.0 and things like that. So like until that stuff is in, it's impossible to say we're gonna see it, because those things need to be there for Squadron to function. right?
well,
For the
yeah.
whole game to function. Because
A
the
lot-
games are supposed to act similar, right?
Yeah, so but a lot of what they can do with Squadron 42 doesn't rely on any form of multiplayer stuff, and it doesn't need to send data to anyone else other than you.
Yeah, not the network code, but items 2.0. And
Really?
the
A lot of
way
stuff can be faked because of that. They don't
Yeah.
need to unify first and third person models. They don't need. There's loads of stuff they don't need to do. So a lot of the flight model and stuff, I assume, and it is assuming a lot, although I do have a relatively large amount of experience with CryEngine stuff, is that it's significantly easier for them to do Squadron 42 changes and stuff without it exploding.
I'm going to
Yeah,
interject really quickly. Some people are complaining to me in whispers and in chat saying that you guys are freezing up and I'm not. And why is it? How could that be? It's because we're on Skype and Skype is fucking balls.
Yeah.
So because Twerk is down in the very south of Florida and Bored is all the way across the ocean in the UK and I'm on the opposite side of Canada from both of them, we are probably the furthest we could possibly be from each other as a huge triangle. And the way that the Skype works is it is not very well. So you're gonna see I'm gonna be fine. It's because the stream's not dropping frames. We're not having any issues with connection. It's just their video is gonna be a little bit choppier and everything like that. You can, however, go check out our Patreon. And I think our next goal is specific software for podcasts, so we don't have to rely on Skype shitty, like peer-to-peer stuff. Because that's what it is. We don't have like a server we all connect to. It's like a peer-to-peer thing, and because we're all so far apart from each other, it just shits the bed.
Yep.
So, yeah, just heads up. We are very aware of it. We just power through it because we don't have a choice at this point in time.
Yeah.
But yeah, sorry to cut you off about Squadron 42, but do you think that they would show maybe like part of the first mission or like if they were to show anything, what do you think they would show?
So I think we'll see some Squadron 42 stuff. I just don't think it will be gameplay from a vertical slice.
I think like just because of after CitizenCon, that video they did about trying to get Squadron out, they looked at the Morrow Tour was a part of it, because he said there was a part where Chris was like, the last time we did the Morrow Tour, and he was kind of complaining that it was still doing the same shitty thing that it was doing at CitizenCon the year previous.
Right.
So it's been like a year and it still wasn't fixed, and he was complaining about that. So the fact that that was a part, I can imagine being a part of the live stream.
But I'm assuming that it's going to be the Morrow Tour and then the mission after the Morrow Tour. I mean, I thought that's basically what we were getting.
Like, look at where we've come. Yeah.
Yeah. It doesn't have to give away any gameplay elements, because I'm assuming that's kind of like the tutorial area. Like, you're learning the layout of the ship, which I'm assuming is actually probably quite important for gameplay, because there'll be probably times that you get attacked, you're like, go here. Oh, I'm lost. Sort of thing. But I assume that won't give any gameplay. It'll be like pirates or something, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
But, and that would make sense for them to do that. Probably,
yeah,
maybe.
And then they go on to also say we're gonna get some alien race info. Now I think we're all on the same board. We all think it's gonna be more Tavaran stuff.
What if
that's what they've been working on?
Yeah.
What if it is an alien race, but an alien race?
Like it's
like
the Banu the Shia, like it's a foot race around a planet. So like,
something like,
listen, the Vandul are all about the
race.
blades, but we're about our foot races. So we're gonna race around Yella on our foot.
How fucking funny would it be if it's like, you know, when you're at a sporting event and you have to guess which like thing is gonna win the race, and it's like a simulated thing and it's different each time, and it's like and they're just racing around. That would be the fucking funniest thing if it was just like a little simulated like alien racing, and we could put bets on who's gonna win, and that would be it. That would be that would make my day. That would make my day.
I'm glad that would make your day, Twerk. I'm glad.
Yeah.
It would make Twerk's day.
That would make my day.
But it's just going to be more info on one of those races, isn't it?
Yeah.
We don't know which one, though.
I'm playing your music for you.
Oh, yeah.
No. Hey, you guys can't hear it, but
No. I can't. I'm listening to the stream.
Thanks for the content ID halfway through the video. Much appreciated, Saurus.
Right.
It's less than 30 seconds. You'll be fine.
Thanks, mate. Appreciate it.
Bored's just gonna mute that part. Yeah, I mean that's pretty much the thing. It's at 11 p.m. Pacific, right? A few people were asking me today.
Yeah, it's 11. It's the same start time as my normal start time.
Yeah, so the time that we started the podcast today.
Mm-hmm.
That's when it'll be live on Friday.
Do you also know that there should be some holiday promotions?
Yeah.
But we're not entirely sure exactly what. There'll be a sale. There was a sale last year.
Well, remember they put stuff in the hangar as well. So they've done this several times. They've done like April Fools where they fill it with fish and kill everybody's frame rates. And then they've done like the wreath, right? What do you think they're going to do this year? Do you think they're just going to do the wreath and stuff again? Because those assets are in there, but they were in the old hangars.
I want a Christmas tree, mate. Give me a Christmas tree, CRT. Come on.
I think a Christmas tree would be cool.
Snowing in ArcCorp?
Yeah, maybe snowing at ArcCorp. That would be neat.
They could show like their new snowy tech if they have it.
Procedural.
They could release 2.6. Just saying, Merry fucking Christmas.
Yeah. Well, no, they always have some little thing that they add. Like usually it's like something little like a wreath or whatever.
They have a Christmas tree, and you walk up to it, and there's a box there, and you look down, and it says use, and it opens, and
then it crashes.
It says 2.6, and then it says use, and you go to pick it up, and then the game crashes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh God, that'd be so good.
Yeah.
Or even better, it says Squadron 42.
Yeah. And then the game just crashes, and then you keep trying it over and over again, hoping that the game won't crash this time, but it never does.
Yeah, and on your 42nd time, it goes to the load screen, but then it crashes.
I didn't think you were supposed to talk about Evocati Twerk.
Oh no, that was the Evocati build. My bad. My bad. NDA broken. Oh no, I'm fired.
You're so fired. But they do want us, the CIGs, to share on the social media with #IntoTheVerse. So if anyone's got any stuff they want to share about the holiday live stream, what concept ship you think it is, are you excited? Are you not excited? Do you love someone's beard at CIG? Whatever, #IntoTheVerse.
Yeah.
#into your purse.
Into your purse and buy a new ship.
So yeah, I like how you made that bold. Thank you for making sure we are aware of it in the doc.
Let me just make it purple.
Thank
there
you.
You go.
Perfect.
Whatever.
Nothing says space like hot pink.
Right.
I put a lot of hot pink on the dock. So.
ATV and RTV this week. This was like the shortest one we've seen.
It was 18 minutes.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. It was like super.
I mean,
short.
it comes down to and you know.
Well, it was Austin, right?
Austin office.
Yeah, they're doing a lot of the network and stuff like that. So a lot of that stuff they can't really show.
Yeah, how many times can they be like, well, this is where like the Evocati stuff is, and this is what the Evocati is, and like, oh yeah, we're working on the network, and yeah, so.
Yeah, but they did show the placemat stuff and like all the different enters and exits just for like a bench seating. How does your armpit smell?
Delicious.
I sneezed into it. I didn't smell it. It was out, not in, man.
Oh, you're just saving it for later? You're saving it for later?
Do you not suck it back in after you've sneezed like everyone else does? No? Is that just me? Okay.
No, but I thought this was pretty cool. Like the amount of ways that you can go into, like basically when you come at it, it's not gonna, like a good example right now is when you go into a ship, right? So you open the ladder, and then no matter where you are, it'll just snap you into that sort of position and whatever. Yeah. So this is really cool because then you're starting to see the first implementations of their dynamic animation system. The other thing that was really cool as well was, and they have it here, was when they had the little data pads up. Now he's poking around on the screen onto the certain buttons and things like that, but it'll be really cool when you see them. They're actually going to be interacting with the specific buttons and things like that.
Yeah, I think that's the joy of being having first and third person unified animations is you literally, as you said, you can see them interacting with the datapad and touching the buttons that are actually being touched.
Mm-hmm.
And not only that, I mean,
cool.
we have data pads in the game now, right? So now when you go and do Kovalex, you're actually probably going to pick up that data pad one day. And I mean, he mentioned this being a Squadron 42 thing, but I can imagine that this come over to missions like Kovalex and missions like further, you know, in 3.0 and things like that.
Yeah, I
where
think there'll
you
be
literally
data pads,
pick it up.
I think there'll be data pads that you pick up and can read and then discard, but there'll also be data pads you pick up and download data into your Mobi-Glass to.
Yeah.
I think that,
and that's kind of what it looks like is happening there, right?
Yeah,
but
yeah.
Like,
well, in the section they are indeed transferring data over from a derelict, I think he said.
Yeah. Like right now, it's kind of like it's a green light, and then the light turns off. You know, like this will be way more of that immersion that you kind of come to expect from this game, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's because it's very immersion breaking right now. It's just a use and then it disappears and all that. So I think that'll be cool. So yeah, but that was like the main theme of the show, right? Is we also saw the animations for which we're seeing now of the what are the guys called that are on like
the I just closed it.
Like not air traffic controllers, deck crew, the
air crew or whatever.
Runway crew,
runway
crew probably, yeah. But I'm sure somebody will tell us in the chat that's in the military.
I'm just gonna call them runway dudes.
Runway dudes.
Do you know anyone that was in the space military, Twerk? No. No one knows what they're called. Chris Roberts makes it up. They can be called whatever.
But they're based off of what they use for the naval aircraft carriers. Yeah. They're like traffic control on the ground. I don't know what they're called, but they use a lot of that same sort of style. But they said that they didn't copy it exactly because they wanted it to be more futuristic and have their own thing. It's not like they're just basing it off the American military.
Yeah, it took a long time.
Things are similar.
So like it's like a nice little sequence to get your ship going there.
Well, this is the thing is that's all dynamic as well. That's not like a scripted event where they always do the same thing. There'll be things like if it's not clear, then the animations will be different. Yeah, like depending on what it is. So if you need to hold for longer, you'll see the hold for longer, and then you'll be like, okay, you can start your engines, get ready, and then you're ready to go and
do you think
stuff like that.
It looks like they're doing karate
damage though. Do you think that if I walked up to my ship when they weren't looking and shot a hole in the side of it, just like under the wing, then went into my ship and they were calling me out, that those guys that run forward to check for damage, do you think they'd be able to identify damage?
Yeah, I think they would be able to tell because your ship systems would know that you're damaged, so the game would know you're damaged. So why wouldn't they know you're damaged?
Okay, yeah. I mean, that's what I hope. I want to see, I want to see if I have an NPC crew. I know this is for Squadron 42.
Mm-hmm.
But if I have an NPC crew,
oh, you've been for Star Citizen at some point.
Yeah, on the carriers and stuff like that.
Yeah. If I purchase a full crew, like not a skeleton crew, but a full crew for my Idris, I want to see people like this around the fucking round. And I want them to actually be doing jobs, though. I want them to go, whoa there, Sonny. There's a big hole in your ship.
Yeah, you can't take.
Well, I mean, this is one of the first things that we've seen the individual character AI doing. But I mean, I think you're going to see a lot of that on the capital ships and everything as well. Like not this role, obviously, but different things, right? Like so, you're going to have your wait staff on there. You're going to have your janitors and stuff doing stuff. You're going to have all kinds of things on there, sort of making it feel like that living thing. So it should be interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was pretty cool to see some of that stuff. This is what we're gonna see each week probably from the Austin office. If they don't, or the Austin office. If we don't have a completed ship from Josh Coons or Chris Smith, because I believe those are the only ship artists that are there. We're going to see a lot of animation stuff each month, you know, because there's a pretty heavy animation team there. And other than that, it might be some QA things. So, you always kind of expect the Austin office one to be shorter. It's one of the smaller offices and stuff like that. And I mean, nobody wants to see Proxys on stream every time. Just
Right.
every once in a while,
And
you know.
somewhere we need to get him a Lime Cat helmet that he needs to wear on
Oh my god,
the thing.
yes, please.
Twerk or Proxys. If we send that to you, you have to wear it for every time you're on video. And if Chris Roberts is like, "What the hell is on your head? Take that shit off," you'd be like, "No, I have an obligation to the community."
The community gave it to me, Chris.
But it was in one of
Jesus,
the
you wouldn't know, Chris. Nobody likes you.
Nobody gives you stuff, Chris. You don't show it ever.
Speaking of which, Proxys, did you get that package I sent you? Moving forward, the Hornet rework.
So yeah, we did see some ship stuff today. It was different than your normal like ship shape, right?
Yeah.
And it was the Hornet reworks.
So before we go into this, I want to make it very clear that this is still the Mark I Hornet. This isn't the Mark II Hornet, which looks different. So they're just redoing the old Hornet to upgrade it for the new systems, for the damage tech, making it a little more
materials.
The materials in line with everything, and making it a little easier on systems. So a better cost for the frame rate for polygons.
Mm-hmm. Now the question that I asked right away in the doc was, is this what we should expect for the reworks of things like the 300i, the Aurora?
And that's why I brought that up. No.
Going forward, you know?
Maybe the Aurora, but
I
not
think
the 300
series too, maybe.
The 300 series isn't in line with its design
style
stuff.
guide.
With the style guide, right? So I think what we're going to see is more of an upgrade like you see the Mark II. For the 300 series, because they need to be redone anyways completely. So I think that while they will still sort of have a very, very similar silhouette, that they're going to be updated very similar to the differences in between the Mark I and the Mark II F7s.
So the 85X, as I understand it, is redefining the entirety of the Origin JumpWorks line.
Mm-hmm.
They're using that as their main kind of flagship model, effectively, for the rest of the line. So that's got new materials, it's got new curves, and you can see it's based on a slightly different style guide. And all those improvements will be redone with the 300 series. So
is that the only ship line
be different
that doesn't have their unified style guide?
What?
Like implemented? Origin? I think everything else does, right? Drake obviously does, because everything's getting redone from Drake.
Yeah,
and
Drake
using like
does.
a lot of the same assets over.
Does Aegis have their unified style guide for everything?
I would think Aegis does, but they may not have ever shared it with us.
Yeah.
Right? Although Aegis ships all kind of
Anvil
Aegis definitely does, because remember when they did
there is a ship that is out of place with Aegis though. For me,
they did. The Gladius is a little bit out of place, right?
Yes, the Gladius is out of place.
But when they did the Saber and then the Vanguard came right after with very similar assets, I think that kind of was like, okay, style guide done. That's what it's going to be. But the Gladius is, I don't know, it's just different.
It's like a mix in between Origin and Anvil.
Yeah.
And they're like, yeah, this is Aegis.
Yeah.
So there's a little bit of like Drake inside the interior as well. When you get in that cockpit, there's like exposed trellis work and stuff. It's just it's a weird mishmash ship, and it was the first ship that got the new damage states, wasn't it? The Gladius.
Yes, that's what they remember. That's what they debuted them with.
They did remember when they shot the Mantis at it and everything.
Yeah,
it's just a weird ship because it feels like it should be defining Aegis, and it doesn't. I suppose it's an older model. Maybe it's because it's so old.
Yeah, like the Saber ended up kind of defining Aegis.
Yeah. I feel like
how dare you assume it's non-gender roles.
But no, it just kind of made me question what rework actually means when we saw this. Is it just materials? Is it just the same models? So like I was kind of somewhat concerned and like because I expected the 300i rework to be. I honestly expected what you mentioned earlier, Saurus, when they started saying reworked Hornets. I got excited thinking I was going to see that.
Well, you are going to see
sleeker new
version.
Yeah.
But we also knew that they were going to keep the old version in. They said they were going to keep the old version in as well.
They did.
And this is the only ship where we're going to have two versions of the same ship.
Maybe Aurora too.
Possibly the Aurora. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, you know, they're also reworking. Oh, that glorious beard. They're also reworking the Cutlass. Well, I don't think they're keeping the old Cutlass in. I think that's just getting scrapped. I think the new one is coming in. That's it.
Yeah.
And Matt Sherman kind of confirms my question with with a good answer. He said any rework is going to be completely case by case basis, or case by case in terms of what really needed work wise. So the Hornet didn't need that much. It needed what he did there, and kept the basic the same model, right? And then the 300i might change, and the Aurora might change, but it's all case by case. So rework will mean one thing for one ship and another thing for another. So that's at least good to know,
Yeah, so next for Chris Smith, he tells us after the 300, he says he's working on the F8 next, right? And then it's the 300?
It was a little weird the way he meant.
I think you're right, Saurus. I think they're working
That's
on
what
the
I thought.
F8, doing a
said as
polish
well.
pass and then 300 series. But,
That's what I understood as well.
In RTV, they, as Twerk was about to say, they implied that it was a different way around.
Yeah, like he was like, I'm sticking with Aegis for a while, but then he said 300i before he said the F8, so it was like kind of weird. But it sounds like he's I think I said Aegis, but I meant Anvil. And then right after he said, I'm working with Anvil, I'm going to be with Anvil for a little while, and then he kind of, something popped in his head that he was like, oh yeah. And it made me think that, and then he mentioned the motorcycle. He did a little vroom vroom motion.
Yeah.
So it makes me think that like Anvil might be making a motorcycle, and he did that. Yeah. So I don't know. That was kind of like the really exciting thing.
They would have other ships other than the Drake Dragonfly in that class.
Yeah, so I think that if they had another space bike, it would be just a ground, not ground and space. That would be my expectation, and it would be significantly smaller, maybe. But
I hope they would have it for space too, because like I envisioned that like Sora said, that class, and you would have that class with racing, like a motorcycle race, Yeah. And
okay.
So I could see it being both racing on planet, but also racing on like in the Murray Cup series,
I just want to see some really small bikes for personal use. They can get on board a lot of ships. That's what I'm after.
Yeah. And I'm going to post a link in the chat as well that kind of points towards what ship it might be.
This is the Empire report?
Yeah, so this is going to be the Empire report. That was I think it was the most recent lore post, and it's called the Nox, and people are saying Nox in the chat a lot, so if you're seeing that, that's what that means.
So what was the exact reference? I don't read these lore posts myself.
Let me look for it. They're talking about the Hyperion Rally.
Yep.
And
do we have any context of what the Hyperion
John Huxley
Rally
has attended the Hyperion Rally for the past 10 years. People think that riding a Dragonfly or a Nox means parting hard, but they're just wrong.
Got you. Yeah, so it puts it in the same category as
a Dragonfly.
So whether that means it's a space bike or something that size, it definitely sounds like they're similar in yeah, it would be like saying, oh, like a 350 or an M50. Right?
Yeah. Like they are racing ships.
It said that the Hyperion Rally is about open canopy enthusiasts.
Okay, so it's another. It's most definitely another. It's a different style Dragonfly. I think they saw how cool and how well received the Dragonflies were. Maybe it helped that on the concept sale I bought 150 of them, and they were like, oh, maybe people want these. Maybe we should make other brands of these as well.
Yeah.
CIG, I'm not buying another 150 space bikes. I'm sorry.
Mate, you wait until CIG start releasing first-person shooter weapons and armor. If you can purchase them with money, people will lose their shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They all buy so many guns.
I'm just skins, man.
Skins, yeah.
Skins.
Separate skins, just skins totally separately for $5 to $10 to $15. People will go fucking mad for that shit.
Yeah. I still think it should be like a in-game system where you could trade them and all that good stuff. But yeah.
And we also got a sneak peek of the Caterpillar brochure.
Did we? When?
Yeah, in
We
the newsletter.
In the
Oh,
newsletter.
I missed
and
it
here
completely,
it is here.
and I read the
And
newsletter
it
too.
shows,
Teeth.
so they talk about the Caterpillar having the air shield on the front.
Mm-hmm.
So there's going to be like just like we've seen in Star Marine when you guys are running around going through those doors that have those sort of air shields. The Caterpillar will have one on the front section, and they're showing in here a picture of a dragonfly in the front, and it looks like it could fit 2, possibly 3 in there.
3, yeah.
In the front. I don't know if blocking that door is a thing or not.
Yeah.
But definitely at least 2 in there. And it looks really cool from like when you open that up and you can take off from...
That's so cool. I missed that completely.
So the joy of an air shield for people that don't know is that you don't have to depressurize that section
Yeah.
to allow people to leave the ship, which if you're running the Drake as a boarding and pirate ship with Drakes and crewmen, that's amazing.
Yeah, think of it as like a plasma or like a gel that you can go through that holds the atmosphere in and the space out. But you can like transfer through it without breaking...
Holds the space out.
It looks really cool. And then they show how the front...
Keeps the Earth in.
The front's open and whatever.
So
which
those
is really cool.
Those teeth that we've talked about a few times before, like
they're not
guns.
guns.
Don't do the raptor again. Don't do the raptor again.
I won't. So the teeth, they are actually sensors.
Okay.
Help, like assist when it's landing or when it's moving close to stuff. Because I've seen a lot of people want to use it effectively for going really close to a ship, then opening up. So having those sensors there.
Yeah, because where the cockpit is on this ship, this is going to be really interesting ship to fly because it's not like any other ship where you're in the front center, right? Like with every other ship we have,
far right, aren't you?
Yeah, you're on the far right and way back in the back.
Yeah.
Right. It's not like you're up right in the front in the center, like where that turret is.
It's gonna be the weirdest.
It's gonna be weird to fly.
Cockpit view, yeah. Hard to fly.
It'll be interesting for sure, but yeah, really, really strange.
I suspect that those teeth are very well enforced, so that you can, as someone said, scrape against other ships by accident. Because you're like, it's going to be hard to fly. You are going to hit things by accident, tap them, and oh shit.
I think it's going to be really cool to see somebody who's a really good Caterpillar pilot, like fly in and land really fast or something like that. But this is like
up with its teeth, mate.
Yeah.
Slam them. It's on the floor. Boom.
And guys, if you have any questions at all, !question in chat. For that. Also, I don't know. Do you have the monthly link? I still don't have that from Bored, which I need to get. This is like my fifth time asking.
Giveaway yet.
So the reason you don't have that is because we don't have one set up for at the moment. We're sort of
Bored, you have one job, man, for the podcast. One job.
Do I? What's that?
It's to do the monthly giveaway.
It's the monthly giveaway.
Shit.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
All right, we'll have one for next week. We'll probably have it for our streams this week, and then we'll announce it next week on the podcast as well.
Yeah, maybe we'll figure it out after this podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's jump into the questions. What we have so far, but yeah, if you guys have any questions, !question in chat. Follow that link and ask that in there. Our first question comes from Cataphor. He says, if you could choose a feature, gameplay-wise, so not like flight control improvement, to appear in the game that isn't mentioned or planned to be in, what would you like to see?
Housing.
But that's something they said is coming in.
Did they though?
So that's what he said. He talked about apartments.
I don't know.
mean, and I would even consider
like plots of land.
I would even consider hangars as housing.
We know.
I don't mean hangars. I mean housing. Like owning a plot of land on a planet, and there being prime locations and things like that. Like being close to Terra would be like a more expensive house, shit like that.
I'd very much like to see more industry, player-led industry. So whether that's owning factories and producing money directly from them, whether that's creating goods yourself, like just more in depth.
So crafting more?
Not really crafting. I want to be able to like run the factory nodes on an area. I want to be able to make food at a larger scale.
Okay.
And materials at a larger scale and sell them. Obviously, it needs to make sure that it doesn't unbalance the game is the issue.
Right. For me, I would very much like to see player-made content. So what I mean by that is custom ship skins, custom armor skins, even things all the way up to like paintings, things like that you could sell in-game and people would buy and you'd take a cut of that and everything like that. They have that in other games, and I think that would be really cool. But yeah, like I really like the idea, similar to what you said, Twerk, with your the building stuff, like, but with space stations. So if you could use their tool set that they have for space stations to be able to build your own like satellites or stations for something like that to add on to what you've talked about.
Yeah,
I love the idea of what you were saying at the first, the skins and stuff, being able to share skins, being able to share paint jobs and stuff like that with someone else. That's cool.
Yeah.
Well,
That's
and
really
the hex thing, right? So like how they said that everything will be a hex code. So you make something and it'll have its own hex code, and you just go copy paste.
Yeah.
And like I was mentioning, like
that's
Squadron the last time we talked about it, they're all gonna look the same, but it's colors and emblems.
Emblems aren't hex codes though. Hex codes are specifically like
that functionality, but also
but that functionality, yeah.
How I understood it was like you make something and then it has a code. Like it will be given a code for it, and you copy and paste, and everyone can have that same code.
No. So
that
what
they put on their ship, and it all looks the same.
I understood from it is it's the same as like Photoshop. So they'll say, okay, you have a primary, a secondary, and a tertiary color, and then you can put in the hex code of whatever color you want, and it'll make it that color.
I do think that if we do have more custom-y paint jobs, that they will be probably shareable, hopefully.
Anyway. I hope so. Yeah, I really hope so. I hope that we have the ability to bring in emblems and the ability to bring in like custom nose art and things like that.
Yeah.
That would be really cool. I really want my flying tiger, shark teeth and stuff like that. Our next question comes from Chris. And he asks, what planet will you visit first when 3.0 hits? Are you Team Hurston, Team Microtech, or Team Crusader?
That's a really good question. I'll let some of you guys go. I know exactly where I'm going.
I mean, I quite enjoyed the idea of Cloud City. I love the smoke. So, Team Crusader.
Crusader would be kind of neat, yeah. Twerk?
I was going to say Crusader, but the next one, just because Cloud City, but Microtech right after that. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and for me, it's none of those. It's
Star Marine. No.
No, it's the planet with from Nyx.
Delmar?
Delmar, yeah, because we know we'll be getting that, even though it's not in the same system technically.
Mm-hmm.
But it'll be coming in just like we have some things in that aren't necessarily part of the Crusader system.
For me, that's like one that we've seen, right? Because that was like part of the game.
Yeah, I'm really excited. I really like the city, and I'm really excited to like explore the underground city and whatever. So
yeah, that's why I had that one in mind, but at the same time, I was like, well, we kind of saw it on Gamescom, so I want to choose something that I haven't seen yet,
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, I'll go with Microtech.
Yeah, I think
Mike
we
and
all
Tech
share
are-
that Cloud City will be pretty neat.
Yeah,
depending on
for sure.
like on how they implement it and stuff like that.
From the
Yeah.
smoke effects and the like gas and cloud effects that we've seen from CIG so far, they look fucking amazing, and
Yeah.
they're not happy with them at all. Like when they're finally done with them, I think they're just going to be like, this is better than real gas. 1 second, you know what I mean? They're going to look really good.
Yeah.
Chris also asks, now that we've seen Tavarin, do you think the feathers on the head will be an intimidation device? Sort of like, I don't know this reference, but Nedry dies to the Dilophosaurus.
So have
I
you
don't
seen
know what
the
that means.
reference in Jurassic Park? The Dilophosaurus was the spitter.
Oh.
No,
You're very good at dinosaurs, man.
I do dinosaurs. It's normally when I've been drinking.
No wonder you have a YouTube animal channel. It makes sense.
That is why. That is why.
Yeah, it makes sense.
I can channel every. I mean, I can individually. If anyone is hiring dinosaur actors, or whether that's voice actors or professional, actually, motion cap actors for dinosaurs,
Motion cap dinosaur.
I can do them all. That's no longer a stream without incident. Just so you want to reset that clock.
Yeah, but yeah, I don't know, because they were wearing helmets, right? So I don't know how often, like how we're gonna see them, how we're gonna interact, how often we're gonna interact with Tavarin, either as humans, right? I don't know if they like us very much.
Yeah, or out of in atmosphere,
Yeah.
or who knows if they even breathe oxygen.
Dun dun dun.
Our next question is for BoredGamer.
Oh shit.
Just for board, huh?
Do you plan
Nice.
on, or will ever do a 24-hour booze cruise stream on your 890 jump? Yeah. So
Yeah.
only for board.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. So obviously I will, but I want to say the importance of maybe eating before you do any form of booze cruise. Continue to eat throughout, and still having some sort of stable plan.
Social eating.
Drink some water. Not be an idiot. Don't then just drink a whole bottle of whiskey or whatever, that sort of thing. Just have more of a plan. Drink responsibly. Drink sensibly.
Know
Don't be
your
an idiot.
limits. Is what
No.
he's getting at.
You don't want to ever have to know. You don't want to have to know your limits. You never want to get there. That's the idea. You want to never know your limits because you never want to get there. You want to make sure you drink.
But if you
under that
do
amount
get there,
regularly.
before you go live streaming or
during.
going shopping out in public in the local
Usually
malls
going-
during the day.
You know what? I'm there. Maybe I should drink some water.
Yeah. That's what I do. That's
I
my
think I'm pretty good at that.
Drunksaurus knows when he's getting really drunk and will drink equal amounts water to liquor. Twerk has witnessed this.
Yeah.
All I just.
I've witnessed Drunksaurus. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I disagree with everything you just said.
Nah. RMS Actual asks, so Twerk and Bored, are you guys as excited as I am to catch WTFO with a grenade in Star Marine?
Well, we've seen Twerk throw grenades, and they weren't the most effective.
I don't know if I'll catch him with anything. I think I'm just looking forward to playing with him in Star Marine. Killing him might not happen.
You know when you did throw that grenade, Twerk, and you got a cheer for throwing the grenade that just missed.
That I threw at my teammate.
Yeah, that was just. I don't know why you guys didn't win.
It might be because we went 19-4. That might be why we didn't.
Fuck's sake, Jesus.
Might be 'cause we went
It's
19.
going to really annoy me. So
I'll never blame Jeremiah. I was definitely the
get
weak link on that
a
too.
little bit stressy when my teammates in games like that don't do the objectives.
Yeah.
If people are just concentrating on trying to get kills rather than aiding the team, that really pisses me off. Like so much. Like
Exclamation
really.
point, like, what if we could kick teammates and stuff like some games, right? We should be able to do that. Like just kick people. Be awesome.
You get that in like Overwatch and stuff and MOBAs and everything. People lacking the very basic understanding of gameplay. Like you want to win. Play to win. Don't play to toddle around.
But you don't play to lose?
No fun for you. Just play to win. That's more fun for me. Sorry, what's it talking about?
No.
He's about to go on a rant about something.
Pay to
Yeah,
win. Pay to win.
Pay to
All I heard was pay to win.
Yeah. Our next question is from Foible. With the news that there's trouble at Crytek, with wages not being paid for many months, do you think CIG will be expanding the Frankfurt studios, and how beneficial will it be at this stage?
And they even grabbed an employee from No Man's Sky, so if there's any good talent from there.
Well, they've done it before, right? When there was issues before and people were like, I don't feel comfortable working here. That's why they opened the German office, right? Was to accommodate those people that already live there from Crytek. And I think that, they for sure they would I'm sure they'd love to bring on more people that are familiar with the engine and understand it on a fundamental level without having to train them with a lot of things.
Now is obviously very far past.
Right.
What
Now it's a very different modified version, but it is still the same base. And it's still like, I would imagine that if they were working on CryEngine prior, that it would take minimal training to get them caught up to where they're at right now for the StarEngine or whatever you want to call it at this point. Whereas if they were to hire outside people that haven't worked with CryEngine before, there's going to be a lot more training involved with that. So I think that there's a potential for a lot of really good acquisitions from Crytek, if that's the case.
If there's any good ones.
Is that a confirmed thing? I know there was like an image on Imager, but that's...
It is that some employees have been complaining that they haven't been paid between 1 and 6 months. I think that's what the article said.
It's a long
1
time.
and 6? Holy shit.
Long time to not get paid.
We don't know if that is correct.
Right.
Yeah.
But
That's what the
let's hypothetically say that is correct. Then yes, it would be a good idea for CIG or Foundry 42 to look at those people, to bring those in, because they would be a great asset to the Star Citizen development team.
For sure.
Yeah.
A shout.
Elendar asks, out of you three, who are Evocati?
Sorry, I heard something about Evocati. What was the first time for that?
Out of the three of you, who are an Evocati?
It's me and Twerk, I believe.
Yes.
Yeah.
Edgesaurus is really good at keeping it secret.
Yeah.
It could be really good.
No. I'm I think they would have said something with the videos I was showing on my stream the other day. But so Twerk and Bored are, and I'm not.
The guy in the middle is the smart one. He's the smart one.
He's now the smart one. Fuck.
I'll take it.
I was never the smart one, but you
No.
might have been bored.
I was.
He was briefly
Before last week.
before last week. Yeah. Steve J 1397 asks, what should a non-hired NPC be able to do? Should they be able to find a jump point? Should they be able to sell information such as a pirate's location or the location of a cargo ship? Should a hired NPC be able to be bribed to sell information about a ship or an organization?
Did you say a non-hired?
Yes.
Yes.
So just a random NPC that's
random
floating around
NPC.
the universe that you come across, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't
Should-
think
should-
hired
should those-
NPCs, for the most
Should
part,
those
will-
NPCs be allowed to have like player privileges? So could they find jump points?
Oh
The
no.
way to be story based. Should
No.
they be able to be creating and generating missions? Should they be able to be?
The answer is
So-
yes and no. So
Not jump
I
points.
don't think you're gonna see them doing it. I don't think you're gonna see a specific AI. I've found this jump point, but I think that in the background, that's what CIG will use as an excuse to be like, oh, this jump point's been found, or oh, this is whatever, or oh, this is how you get missions and things like that. So yes and no, right? You're
when
not
you
gonna
go
see it
to,
happen,
like,
but
a landing zone, or when you go to a system and you're flying through it, you're going to see an NPC flying around, maybe in a Herald doing an info running mission, maybe in a Starfare, transporting some goods. So I think in order for the universe to feel alive, they should be doing pretty much everything that a player should could do. But for special things like finding a jump point, will they be looking for them? Maybe, but will they actually find one? I hope not, because I think that's one thing that players that should be exclusive for players, right? And to be honest, in my head, I don't think of anything else that should be that exclusive. You know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Steve J also asks, after the patch is live, are the Evocati able to talk about their experience with the Evocati patch?
I don't know. We have Proxus here. He might be able to help us answer that one. I don't know.
I think we're allowed to talk about the
usually
gameplay
don't.
and stuff. We're just not allowed to talk about the inner workings of the Evocati.
Yeah.
You know.
Or like anything that's come in that didn't make it into the PT or live build.
Yeah.
Well, that's the whole point of the NDA.
Yeah.
Right? Well, that's what they told us the whole point of the NDA was. So I would assume that would be the major thing. If it's not, then there's no reason for the NDA.
True.
We just try to avoid all Evocati-based build stuff as much as we can.
Yeah.
I mean, I think there's a level of push and give. No one tries to break NDA, but when the NDA is lifted, you still don't want to piss people off.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like, there's a cautious respect there.
Octus Invictus asks, will you be able to change the color of your lasers?
No,
I don't think so. I think it's based on whatever maybe material they use, for it. So if you like green lasers, you can use M series. If you like red lasers, you can use the Badgers and stuff like that.
I like the idea of like a specific laser or weak lasers that maybe you can change the color prisms in.
This is the thing is we've seen like thruster colors come in different colors. We've seen lasers come in different colors. It would be cool to be able to affect those things, but at the same time, I understand from a gameplay perspective, it's nice to be able to tell what those weapons are and what thrusters they're using by the colors of them.
Yeah.
So that's why I don't think you should be able to change them, but I think it would be cool for the customization part. So I'm very torn for that, because I want to be able to tell what people are firing at me, but I don't want somebody's M4As to look like neutron cannons, for example. You know what I mean? Where it's like that light blue or whatever. So it's kind of hard to. Yeah, I'm gonna go for gameplay reasons. They should stay the colors they are. He also asks, where do you see Star Citizen in 10 years?
Wow. Just releasing. Now,
I think it's hard to say. There's a lot of different outcomes, right? We haven't seen the new netcode. They don't know what the netcode is going to be finally capable of. And that is a big thing that the game pivots on is the netcode, right? Like how many ships are going to be able to fit into the universe? How many of those large ships they're going to be able to fit together and nested within one another? So I don't know. I don't have an answer for that.
I think it's going to be a lot stronger than it is at the moment. The game would have gone live, have a huge player base. There'll be lots of new cool mechanics. I mean, they're going to keep on working on the game constantly after release because they want to bring more people in. They want to sell more stuff. So
I'm cautiously optimistic is the best way.
And that is a good place to be.
Yeah.
The plan is to have the game last 10 years plus. So
yes.
They're building it to do that. So in 10 years, I see us having, the 100 systems and the tons of gameplay and I would assume 10 years from now, internet connections are different except for in the United States, because the United States and
Canada.
I'll still be using my same old internet, and
We'll be down to 30
Canada is
gig
sometimes
caps.
worse, right?
30 gig caps.
Yeah, we'll have data caps and stuff still, but I could imagine the networking stuff being much better to deal with.
For an MMO like this, if they can keep the fidelity up and keep on giving you reasons to play, new things to explore, new things to do, that it could last for 20 years. I mean, genuinely, they can make them last for ages. Ultima Online is still going relatively strong. I mean, geez.
Yeah.
A good example is, you know, you have Eve, you have World of Warcraft.
Wow. Yeah.
Right? World of Warcraft was released in 2004. Right?
Fucking win, mate. 12 years.
12 years. And it's still going pretty strong.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like it's like, yeah, there's been spikes in it and whatever, but it still has a fairly large player base.
Well, they get huge player base jumps every time they release a new expansion or there's something new to do, which is great because that basically means they're a community return to play all the new content and then they're done.
Yeah.
If there is a never-ending supply of new content or it's always different, and that's basically
they've done a very good job with their end game.
Yes.
Overall,
yes.
I know some people will be like, oh, I have a lot of complaints about it. They wouldn't have the player base they did if they didn't have a good end game for all the different types of players as well. And this isn't just PvP, this isn't just PvE, this isn't just collectors or people who are interested about economy or whatever. It covers a whole broad spectrum of all kinds of things that they do. And they've added all kinds of different other game mechanics, like being able to build your own town and being able to craft your own things and all that. And all that stuff came in much later after the game was released.
So World of Warcraft, they don't talk about their subscriber numbers anymore. It looks like starting from this year, they've stopped talking about them. But they've had lows of like between 3 and 5.5 million, and highs of 12 million and up.
Yeah.
So that's, I mean, even at their lows, that's pretty good, isn't it?
Yeah. It's pretty good.
Because there is a finite amount of stuff in that game, and people will still play. That's joyous, isn't it? If you enjoy playing, even though you've done it before, like 20 times.
And don't you think the line, the kind of way they're developing Star Citizen is to avoid that finite gameplay?
Yes, definitely.
Modular missions.
Right?
Yeah.
So it's
being able to eventually bring in like playable alien races, or always being able to add more ships and add more planets and new systems, and all that stuff is they could add more alien races if they wanted to later on down the road.
Yep.
There's just a lot of things that they can do once they have all those base mechanics in there. They can start to expand on those and just add it as content, which is really really cool.
Looking forward to it.
Our next question is from Octus Invictus, and this is for Twerk17.
Oh, hey.
What will you do in Imperium when the game goes live, or in 3.0? So in 3.0 and then in live.
I don't know. Like, I haven't been super active in Imperium as I should be, and it's just because I've been so busy with doing stuff with Redacted and everything. What would I do? My plan is to be in like the industry side of things, obviously. So hopefully playing with those guys and figuring out what the best ways to mine, or I guess for 3.0 it would be the fastest cargo routes, the figuring out the best ways to make money doing that specifically. But as of right now, like I wish I had that more in my mind, but I don't. We have so much going on with the team and the website and everything that
it's not
I've
as
been
if
focusing on that.
3.0's out, Twerks. If 3.0 was out,
Yeah.
then there'd be stuff to do with Imperium.
Yeah, that's what it is. It's just there's not really much to do with the org, and I haven't been as active as I'd like to be in that. And one day that'll change when I have 5 minutes to do something myself. But for now, it's you're trying to build the stream up and your YouTube and the team and the website and I don't know, eat healthy and maybe exercise a little bit and play hockey. So I haven't had all the time that I'd like to do things like that. So yeah, I mean, I wish I was more active in Redacted, like in the Discord and on the forums, and like I haven't even had time for that.
Yeah.
So it's
like,
for now Imperium is it has to be secondary for me right now. So in the future, hopefully not, but right now it's
even for me, right? Like I haven't done anything outside of like telling people to join the org.
Yeah.
I haven't done anything with Overdrive. And
Yeah.
it's just because we have been so busy with everything else, and for the most part, the tools to do things with the organization just aren't there. And until they're there,
Yeah.
it's kind of hard to tell, whatever. Also, the other thing is the game mechanics. While Twerk
like,
says like he
guilty
wants to
about
do
it.
mining, or while Bored says he wants to do whatever, or I say I want to do piracy, things may change. Those things we may not find fun.
Exactly. Right now, the
And
idea
so
of it is fun.
The idea of it is cool, and how they've explained things is cool, or what our interpretation of it is cool.
Yes, our
But the
interpretation.
reality of it may be completely different, and it may be really boring.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
Well,
And so
we hope none of it would be boring.
Right,
I mean, it
but,
might be
well,
boring to
for
us, but
example,
those mechanics should be
you never
fleshed
know.
out enough.
Like if I want to do piracy and the whole thing is me ambushing people and sitting around for 4 hours doing nothing.
Then you'll get a load of people that do that in Eve coming over to Star Citizen.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, I used
But-
to do that loads in Eve, hours and hours of waiting.
Yeah, but for example, I may find that boring. Right?
I know
and
you
a lot
would
of
want to
That's
do
what
that
I'm
on
saying.
stream.
That's what I'm
A lot
saying.
of people would.
Yeah.
And it is, because 4 hours of waiting is boring as hell. They need to have a nice pace to Star Citizen.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what we've been promised with a lot of it. It's going to have a good pace that even if you're just a casual player, you'll be able to participate.
Yeah. So I mean, it's going to be exciting to see how things play out, and what mechanics we enjoy doing. Like, who knows? There may be something about hauling mechanic that we all just fucking love, and we spend most of our time doing that. Or maybe the mining, or maybe something else, right? Exploration on planets has the potential to be really, really fucking cool. So it's hard to say this early in the game. Our next question's from Giran. Do you think Consolidated Outland is going to get some new ships someday, or will they keep being a one-ship manufacturer in the future?
Better do.
I think they'll be getting more.
I think they'll be getting. Do you think they'll be getting more before the game goes live?
Before the game goes live?
Mhm.
Sure.
Yeah.
That's a ways away.
Yeah, maybe. I like the idea of Consolidated Outlands doing sort of like
A
quite
motorcycle?
quite aggressive tactics as a like they should be quite risky as a new like company into the fold.
He seems like that kind of guy, right?
It's
Well,
very much parallels Tesla,
Yeah.
right? So if
yeah,
you take a look at what Tesla is, they only have 3 or 4 different models of vehicles, but they're all, all in line with each other, much like the
Yep.
other manufacturers. So I mean, you could see something like that.
Yeah, I could see it. I'd like to see it for sure. I love the design of the Mustang. I think it's a cool looking ship.
I like that very anime Gundam feeling.
Yeah, it's cool.
I'm going off of them recently. I don't know what it is. Just don't feel the same about them.
No,
Just
some
a-
people hate them. I mean, like I hate the
Yeah.
Avenger. I think it's the ugliest ship
They
in the
need
game.
they need to be reworked for sure.
Yeah,
They need to be
Yeah.
fixed.
I know
There's a
Josh
lot of
Kuhn
issues
said
with
like
it,
he wants to do it, and he was one of the guys who helped make the Mustang a thing.
Commander Wolf says, on the topic of skins, we were talking about the level of detail that make custom skins in Forza Motorsports with just shapes to make the different works of art. And we've all seen those kind of things.
They're
you can
incredible.
see, like the different Forza artworks and things like that.
Yeah.
Now,
I've watched
the-
YouTube videos with it. It's just super
Now, the
cool.
thing with that, the reason they use those shapes and everything in those games is because they are limited to a console. Or it's a console and a PC release, and they've implemented it for the console, and that's how they've done it. With PC, you have the ability to do artwork in, say, like Photoshop or Paint or something like that, and put it as a certain file type, and then be able to import that in. As you can see with games like ArcAge is one I can think of. For example, another example would be APB, right? You're able to do your own custom logos and stuff like that. I think APB had the shapes as well. I'm not entirely sure, but then being able to share those as things go on. But yeah, that would be really cool. Even if they did just the shapes thing. I think that makes it lighter weight on the engine, or on like the multiplayer aspect things as well. Like it makes it easier for the opposite clients because it knows all the different shapes and stuff. So there's nothing to save. Like in ArcAge, when you boot up things and you run into people, it streams in and then it saves those files on your computer, right? So those image files get saved. But with something like the Forza thing, you don't need to save them on the hard drive because all of those assets are already part of the game, if that makes sense. It's all vector based. So yeah, it would be really cool to see that in there.
Yeah, it'd be great to have more customization, the better.
Definitely. Friesen says, what do you think is the best to do when, for example, you have an hour of gameplay? Can you just leave the game after a mission, or do you have to go to a safe zone first before leaving or quitting the game at that moment?
I missed the beginning.
For an hour, what if you only have an hour of gameplay or a short period of time of gameplay? Are you gonna have to find a safe zone to log out, or are you just gonna be able to log out anywhere?
Well, don't they have the beds on the ships, and your ship can be considered a log out potentially?
Yeah. So some ships will enable you to log out safely. Other ships will be unsafe to log out in. So you'll have to go to an area really before you log out.
It really comes down to we don't know what their log out, how they're gonna do it yet. Combat logging, all that stuff. We don't know how they're going to do it yet, but I hope they adopt something. And this was actually something that was on another Star or Space podcast that I was listening to this week, where they were talking about, or it was last week, but whatever. They were talking about combat logging in Elite Dangerous and how it's like a big issue.
Oh,
and
so annoying.
I think they could do it like how they do it in DayZ.
How do they do it in DayZ?
So in DayZ,
I was going to mention Ultima Online.
If you're in combat, it won't let you log out. You could if you alt control delete, it just kills you. So or I think it just lets you sit there. Your character stays in the game for the other player to kill you for up to 5 minutes or something like that.
That's what Ultima Online does. Like if you were involved in combat and you are not at and again, if you're involved in combat, whether you're at a safe logout or not a safe logout area, you have to wait 5 minutes.
So but doesn't Eve, if you're not in a safe logout location, I think it just puts you to warp and makes you go in a big circle, and you're technically vulnerable, but you're not really, because it would be almost impossible for someone to find you.
I like the idea of having like a 10 or 30 second timer.
Well,
I think like a few minutes should be, but yeah.
Yeah, I like the idea that it just, if you go AFK, or if you disconnect, it tries to fly you to the nearest safe point.
That's what I was going to mention, because they mentioned something like that. Like an NPC will take over and try to fly you to your nearest, landing zone or something like that.
Yeah.
But you're vulnerable during that time.
I'm talking about that timer if you're not in combat, by the way.
Yeah,
I'm talking if you're not in combat and the coast is clear, when you hit escape, the exit, you can't hit the exit button. There's a timer there for 30 seconds, and then once that timer's up, as long as you haven't entered into combat, you'll be able to exit.
Yeah, and I think the beds maybe should allow you to log out within 30 seconds, whereas if you logged out without a bed effectively on your ship, it would try and fly you to a nearest safe space.
Yeah.
Just goes, assumes you've disconnected and just goes, woo.
I don't think you should not be allowed to hit the exit button. Because it comes down to, like, if I need to leave, I want to be able to leave the computer. Whether it's 30 seconds, 10 seconds, 15 seconds, I don't care. But I should be able to leave and log out, and then I'm in-game, persisting in-game, whether it's my client's up or not, for a few minutes, and then eventually I'll just disappear. But I'm vulnerable during that time if I don't log out in a safe area. Whether I've been involved with combat or not, maybe the timer can be longer, where I'm vulnerable, but I would like to see something like that. But yeah.
And our last question here is from Giran. Now that they've implemented an easy system to change material and colors of the ships, would you like to have different ship colors on each sail until we get the option to change colors? Like, for example, the next time they bring the sail for the M50, it's white, and it's called the White Edition, but it's the same price as the original. And the next time it's black, or it's blue, or whatever. And that would be, I think that's a cool idea, especially if we're going to be able to change. More. As long as it's not more, number one. Yeah. But it's also a cool thing to see, like, oh, you can tell when people pick these ships up, and whatever. And
it's an interesting way, those loadouts and those special liveries.
Well, this isn't
what they're
even
called.
that. This would just be a different color.
Well, it's sort of like it's a slippery slope from there for then to allow CIG to just go, well, we'll just give everything LTI because we'll just go every day
No.
we'll just go the green version.
So we're looking at it different than variants. I'm not, and that's how I assume he's asking the question.
Yeah.
The loadout's the exact same. It's just instead of it's red, it's black and white, or it's blue and white, or it's green and white, and it's the same price. It's still just
like
an
the blue
M50.
one, you know.
It's still just an M50. Yeah. It's just I think it would add a lot more diversity in the game.
Yeah.
Until they get that system in, and I think that's a really cool idea. And CIG, if you're here, take that to your meeting.
Right, because they have the ability to change.
They
the
showed
colors.
it. They showed that.
But they don't have the ability to give us the ability to change.
I just think
it's not in the game
they're going to have that idea, and they're going to instead do what they've already done with the 4 variants. They're going to keep on releasing constant variants, and now I'm not worried, but I think maybe they're going to give them all lifetime insurance on their first showing of those new variants. Do you see what I mean?
I don't like that. Yeah,
I could see them.
I
could see them releasing combat, like the variants for the rest of the combat ships that didn't have variants. But I don't see them, and I hope I'm wrong. I hope I'm right with this.
I hope you're right. Yeah.
I hope they don't release more variants of the Hornet, of the Gladius, of the Saber, of the.
Well, they're not the ones we've seen, the special edition ones.
Yeah.
They were just loadouts changes. That's all they were.
Yeah.
Loadout and skin changes. They were the base hulls.
Right. I don't want to see more of those.
Okay.
I understand if they want to do them for, say, the Buccaneer and maybe 1 or 2 of the other ships. As a once-off, there's a hero ship for those ones as well. I guess I can understand that, but I don't want that to become a habit of Star Citizen and to release them as LTI ships and as a higher price point and all of this other stuff. I think that this, what we were talking about here, just having a different color variants for each different sale is a really cool idea and does not warrant a price change, does not warrant bringing it in as LTI, does not warrant it coming in with a different loadout or different equipment. It just is straightforward, a different color. If you want a different color, you can CCU to it. It's all the same loadout and everything. And then it's irrelevant at the end of the day because you're going to be able to change the colors anyways. But for the time being, it's a way for them to show that off.
And Garen mentioned in the chat, he said, at board, what he meant was the skin change, like the black and the yellow dragonfly.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I think what you're doing is, I was thinking what you're saying is a great idea.
Yeah.
I just think that
I'm afraid of what CIG will do with it.
Well, it's not afraid. They'll look at it as a marketing opportunity, as they kind of should. They want to make money. They're a company. So they'll go, well, let's just sell limited edition, change loadout for $10 to $15 to $20. And we can do that at every big sale if they want to. Yeah. They can have these special edition ships that they can sell with LTI that will sell really well. And people will be in love with the paint scheme and will pay the money. So, although I love the idea of the free paint change, I'm just not sure if it will be adopted until the paint system's in.
Yeah.
Number one, and when that is in, you'll be able to do it all for free anyway. Although I do like the idea of
because
the white edition because you can. And people will buy it because of that. I like that idea.
Yeah, like they have the technology for them to do it on their end is there now. We know they're working very hard at bringing that technology, and it's something they're going to be capable of doing. So, I mean, it would be really nice. It would be something that would be really nice to see from CIG that doesn't feel like it's just trying to grab more money.
Yeah.
While giving people options to stand out from other people.
Yeah. Like we have in game now, where we have armor that we didn't have to buy. We buy it with in-game money, but we get to, and flight suits and things. They didn't have to do that, but it gave us some variety. They could have sold those for money if they wanted to, right?
What would
but they didn't. And I hope they look at that and go back to that model because that's something that was really cool.
I have a question for you. What would your thought be if they had 20 different colors, that you could choose from? Okay. And they were sold as skins.
Yeah,
but they worked on all the ships right away.
So
as long as they're not $20, like $5 for a skin. Okay, maybe that's
I'd
okay.
probably
That's
buy
what all
half of them.
skins are currently, right?
As a cosmetic thing, and knowing full well that it'll just cost you currency in the game
I spent
to paint it.
$10 on changing the color of my grey cat buggy to pink.
Yeah,
Whatever the hell it is, cherry red.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Like
So,
something
yeah.
similar to the Grey Cat thing. So if they
Mhm.
did that for all the ships, do you think that would be a smart move by CIG, or do you think
Yeah,
that
I'm
would...
okay with it. And that
Yeah.
and it,
You think
and
that
it
would be
won't
better than the
feel
variant?
as kind of weird as the variant thing did at the anniversary sale. That
Yeah.
that just didn't feel right.
Yeah.
You know?
I like the idea of them selling skins. I think that's a great idea. Cosmetic stuff like that is
Yeah.
a great idea.
Yeah.
I like it from that perspective as well.
I'm almost with them with the special edition ships. It's just my mind goes, well, that gives them just a license to put an LTI. That's my worry there.
Yeah.
Because they kind of
Yeah, I'm not looking at them as the special edition chips, but I think that that's a good answer to, instead of releasing, okay, you can buy it in this color or whatever, maybe release chunks of colors, or just, like I said, have like 20 different colors with different materials.
so well.
So
You
have
could buy
them...
loads then.
Yeah, people would. I know I would, knowing that I'll be able to change my paint in game to whatever hex code I want. Being able to just buy a skin and be able to support the development that way for $5 and just be able to have my ship whatever color I want from the ones that they put in there, that would be awesome.
Yeah.
And then they wouldn't need to implement that in-game system yet. We know that they're working on that. Broccoli asks, for 3.0, what travel times do you envision between major planets? What travel times do you want to see between major satellites in 3.0? And how about in the final game? So planets,
Oh man.
satellites,
Go ahead.
and then the final game.
I hope to see good amount of times. Like I forgot. I was playing in 2.5. I was playing with a group of people. Bored, you might have been there. I can't remember, but we set the ship to cruise and got out of the cockpit, and the ship just kept going. And we were traveling to like Grimhex, without being a pirate, right? It was something like that.
You, I wasn't there.
Yeah,
You were with
okay.
Kazu.
Yeah, I was with Kazu, and we were just kind of goofing around, and we were walking around our ship and doing stuff. So I hope the times are somewhat long, but not too long where it's like, it's 20 minutes between each planet. Like,
Yeah.
I think
I
think it could be minutes, but it won't be 2
Yeah.
minutes. I think that's probably quite good.
Yeah,
5 minutes max.
5 minutes.
Max,
five,
probably.
I could see some being a little further, like if you're
If you're going
looking,
from the
it depends,
sun to the end, right?
well, definitely for that, but I think that it also depends on the system, right? So if you're looking at something like I don't know, maybe some systems it can vary in between, say, 3 minutes to 8 minutes or under. I think it should stay 10 minutes or under.
Under 10, yeah.
Is where I feel like it would feel like it's a long time, and it gets that sense of accomplishment of getting somewhere and taking a while to get there, while at the same time keeping up the pace of the game and not making it feel like you're always just sitting around doing nothing.
Because you're going to need, like, let's say you're going to, I don't know, land on a planet and attack something, right? You're going to need time to prepare a little bit, get your weapon, get your suit on, stuff like that. So you're going to need a couple minutes no matter what.
And we also know that you're going to be able to access Star Marine and Arena Commander from your ships as well.
Yeah.
Right? So...
I'm in a game of Star Marine, but we're under attack. Oh, come on.
Yeah.
All right, I'll quit. But yeah.
Get off your fucking Vive. We're under attack.
But that's it for our questions today. Wow, this is the earliest we've ever finished that. So I guess we can talk about what we're up to this week. And we'll start with you, Twerk.
I guess I'm just gonna keep going with. I'm gonna keep going with Mass Effect until
on cue.
And Lola. I'm gonna keep going with Mass Effect until Star Citizen 2.6 goes live, probably. I might jump into like Star Citizen on my like Thursday, Friday streams that are a little shorter and hang out and chat if it's not done yet. But definitely Friday, probably just talk about the anniversary stream and what might be coming.
And where can people find you?
You guys can find me. We're on my Twitch channel now, so if you haven't yet, you can hit the follow button. I think it's above us now. I can always say
that
it's below
subscribe button.
or the subscribe button.
You can get his stupid face as emotes.
You can get my dumb face as emotes, but no, you can find me on Twitter at Twerk17 Gaming, on YouTube at Twerk17 Gaming, which hopefully I'll have some cool 2.6 videos when that stuff goes live. And yeah, that's it. So
awesome.
I guess we'll go to Bored next.
Yeah, Bored, what are you up to this week, and where can people find you?
Hi, I'm BoredGamer. People can find me at BoredGamer pretty much on all the social medias and mediums. So on YouTube, Twitter, and on Twitch. Woo, Twitch partner. You can get those emotes and more.
You got one egg emote that looks exactly the same as your face emote, so you gotta switch that face emote out.
That's the problem, isn't it? The egg emote looks exactly the same as my other face emote.
So get rid of the other face emote. Yeah, just be the egg.
Yeah. Oh,
yeah.
I'll get rid of my
yeah, bored face. I think you're the only person I know that is a partnered streamer that their face emote is called face.
You are. What do you fucking want from me?
It's simple. You don't fuck it up.
We know you're an outsider, man. We know. It's not even a W. You need a W emote, is what you need. I know you don't know what that is, but you need one.
I don't know what that is. Is that where you look goofy?
Yeah, it's where it's goofy and it's like zoomed up in your face and it's a square.
Okay. Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah, Twerk has one. I made one. Yeah.
Good job.
I had one, but I never put it up.
Goofy. I don't need a W. People can just do my face.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what?
That's true.
It's just standard. But so yeah, check out my Twitch and my YouTubes. YouTubes is my main area of stomping. And I am preparing for 2.6. It's become literally painful for me for waiting for 2.6 now. I am ready. I'm ready for content. I'm ready to play fucking games with you guys. I'm ready to talk about it. It's just, please, CIG, please, just drop the NDA. Just drop the NDA. Other than that, we're obviously going to be doing holiday live stream stuff. I think we all are, other than Twerk. Twerk's at work, so make sure you check out.
Yeah, I'm gonna miss the live stream. I'm kind of bummed out. So
well, screw you. Are you going working, Twerk? You seeing your extended family?
No.
Okay.
No, I'm gonna be at work. I'm fucking pissed, but I've taken so much time off of work because of the anniversary stream, because of CitizenCon, all these things, that I'm hurting now. So I can't take any time. I gotta work, man. I gotta work, and I gotta work.
Gotta work.
They're like, "Do you want to go home?" No. I'm like, "Yes, but I can't. So keep me, please." And like, please. That's how it is every day at work. Yeah, sucks. But it was worth it. CitizenCon and the anniversary stream and Gamescom were awesome. All worth it. But I'm it's hurting me right now. It's hurting. It's all right though.
What about you, Saurus? What are you up to? You're not doing any seeing any extended family, are you?
No, I am not seeing any family over the holidays even. So I will be streaming my normal hours. 2.6 comes out, my hours will get extended as soon as it's playable. I will possibly be adding my evening streams again so I can play at least Infinite Warfare because I do really enjoy playing that. And then possibly Rainbow Six. Right after this, I'm going to be streaming, not sure what yet, but I'm going to be giving away a Dragonfly. You can find me on Twitter and Twitch at WTFOSAURUS. Also, remember to check out the Patreon, and the website is coming along very well. So hopefully we'll be able to show you guys and let you guys use the new one soon here.
Yeah, really soon.
That's about it. All of our shirts are on sale for $14. Go check them out. ! Store. And we'll see you guys.
Somebody asked if I'm CIG. None of us are CIG.
None of us are CIG.
We're just fans of the game.
Before I go,
CIG's a company. We're people.
are you guys down I don't know how you guys are feeling.
I'll play for a little
about-
bit.
You guys want to play for a little bit?
For a little bit, yeah. And
We
then
can
I
give
gotta
it a
do
go. We
some
can
work.
see if we can get it working and shit, can't we? Why not?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
shit.
Okay. So we're going to play some Rainbow Six together. So yeah, I guess I'll call you guys on Discord.
All right.
And we'll see you in 3 minutes. All right, guys. Take care. We'll see
Bye,
you
everybody.
next
I
week.
love you.
Hopefully with all the 2.6 goodness.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Take care.